Well, good morning. This is Mike Adams on the fly. I hope everybody's doing okay today. We're going to tie a little fly here called a crane fly. It's the small one. It's not the big one. There is a big one that's a pretty good size. And we really don't see that much on tailwaters. No, we will on small string. And when you turn your port slide on in the summer, you'll see that big old thing flying around your lake. A lot of the older people used to call them mosquito hawks. So they're something else. And what I got here is what we're going to start is our hook is a standard dry fly hook. The perfect hook for it, if you can find it now, which they're out of production, is a TMCO 5210 size 18. It's absolutely perfect because that's about symmetrically straight across the size that you'll find that book. Insect. So it is a pattern that has been going for a pretty good while, and Vince Marinara is the recipe that I've got, and it's worked quite well, and it's still floating around in some of the old fly time books. So I've kind of jumped the gun a little bit on you here. What we're going to be using for the body is a creamy ginger, and this is Orvis, which it used to be Fly Right made dubbing for Orvis for a long time. When you find it, you better keep it because it's not much around. $1. That's how much I paid for that, and I have got about 10 packs. I'm not trying to hoard it. I just want to get all I think I'll ever need. All right, my thread is a rusty brown. You find one of these little insects out on the water. They're kind of easy to spot once you learn what you're looking for. A lot of people would use a small sulfur pattern thinking that's what they got. Those are little sulfurs. But when this bug flies, it goes through the air with its back legs hanging straight down like that, so the body's facing up. And when it hits the water, those legs on the back, they spread out quite a bit, and its front legs will hold it up. So I heard one guy one time when we was fishing, and that thing was going on, and they'll get right on top of the surface and they'll scoot. They just skitter. Wind will take them. They set that light on top of water. The wind will take them and skitter them around a little bit. So we were doing something, and we was watching all that, and he said, those little flies look like they're flying drunk. They have not got much control. And I never thought of it that way, but doggone it, that's the way it looked when it's going down through there. So we got our Fly Right dubbing. We got our dubbing wax, and we got our body built up. Now, I like to start about right here. After I've gone down to the barb of my hook, I'll come back and go just about half of the hook going up, half the hook length going up. I built a small, fine dubbing noodle. I don't know if I can get some of it to come off or not. I'll try my best. And I shouldn't have got that far ahead. No, it's not going to come off. It's bound pretty tight. But you get it and you bring it up. You get it ready. Now it's time to put the wings on. The wings are Delta style wings, which means they're going to lay flat over the back of the body of the fly. And it's going to be about roughly 1.5 times the length of the fly. And as you go back, I want to get it as close as I can where I won't have all that under my knot, because when you get a lot under that knot up there, it makes it want to roll on you a little bit. All right, that right there probably should be it. about 1.5 times. See how that flares out to the side? It's about 1.5 times. All right. Get that other one in. It's kind of easy for me to tie these wings in that way, because most of the time when I'm trying to tie wings in, they want to lay flat anyhow. So this is not too awful bad. Biggest thing that I have with these right here is when I start to put my second one on, they want to roll a little bit with me. So hopefully, as I get this one on, we won't have that problem. That right there is pretty doggone close. That is pretty doggone close. So, there's what I got right there. That shows up so much better coming that way. That little fly just sits right there, and that's it. So now, a hackle. Remember what I said a little bit earlier is we want some long legs on this thing. So I got a pretty good size hackle that I'm gonna put on it. Now, what kind of feather that I'm using is pretty neat. It's a light, kind of a light dun, and it's got speckles on it. And that gives it a little bit more lifelike to the resemblance of the fly we're imitating. So we got a pretty good size hackle right here. We'll tie that baby. What I like to do is you get them and you don't have to worry about changing so much. Is I'll get everything on and get it started, and then I'll get me a saddle hackle, and it's gonna run. If I'm gonna do, like we say, we tying this in a size 18. What I want to do is get about a 14, where that thing will really be elevated and ready to go. All right, let's see what I can do about putting that on there. You don't need too much, so you don't need to lay an awful lot of it out there to run up the hook. So they're sparse. And I'm going to go with about this many wraps, and that is it. And that's going to give that rascal some legs to set up on. That hackle's going to hold it. Those back legs are going to tip in the water, and it's going to look just like a real one sitting up there. I think it will. So that's what we got. I'm going to take that and pack it just a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And with that right there, you got your crane fly. And when you're out on one of these tailwaters and you see that stuff is falling and it's going all over the place and there's no fish hitting it, just remember that what you could have is some seed falling out of the trees that imitates this real good. And those fish know better because they won't hit it. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you got a crane fly imitation where you can be successful and get some stuff going. So look for that. Like I say, it's not an awful hard fly to tie. Get you a few of them, enjoy it, and whatever you do, take yourself fishing, please.